Gentlemen, have you ever felt like you're navigating a labyrinth when it comes to understanding women? Like there's a secret code you're missing, a hidden language spoken only among them? Well, pull up a chair, because today we're peeling back the layers. I'm going to reveal 9 profound truths that women rarely vocalize. Secrets that, when understood, can transform your relationships from frustrating guesswork into deeply connected, thriving partnerships. Miss them, and you might just find yourself asking what went wrong when it's already too late. Female secrets men rarely discover until it's too late. Let's dive into these insights straight from the world of psychology and relationship experts, delivered with a bit of a conversational flair. Her sexual pleasure is complex and needs active attention beyond intercourse. Now, I know what many of you might be thinking. Sex? We got that covered. But here's the kicker. For many women, sexual arousal isn't an on-off switch like it often is for men. It's more like a delicate dimmer dial, requiring a nuanced, gradual build-up. Psychologists like Dr. Ian Kerner have pointed out that for women, the sexual journey often begins long before you even step into the bedroom. It's rooted in emotional connection, feeling completely safe and cherished, in the simple acts of holding hands, deep kisses, and sharing vulnerabilities. These seemingly small gestures aren't just preliminaries. They're vital stimulants that release oxytocin, the connection hormone, paving the way for deeper intimacy. And here's a truth that might surprise some. A significant number of women, up to 80% in some studies, don't achieve orgasm through intercourse alone. This isn't a reflection of a woman's failing or a man's inadequacy. It's a physiological reality. Unfortunately, this fact is often overlooked, leading to a pleasure gap. Many women, out of shyness or a desire not to offend, might even feign orgasm, perpetuating this silent misunderstanding. So, what truly helps her reach that peak? Often, it's direct clitoral stimulation. This can come in various forms: oral sex, finger stimulation, or even specific positions that allow for greater clitoral engagement. The key here isn't just a physical technique, but an active partnership in pleasure. Women are often encouraged to explore their own bodies, perhaps with a vibrator, to truly understand what ignites their desire. Then, and this is crucial, they need to feel comfortable communicating those preferences to their partner. Normalizing self-exploration can actually enhance shared intimacy, making sex a journey of mutual discovery rather than a one-sided expectation. Moreover, sexual satisfaction for women extends beyond the purely physical. Mental stimulation and romance play a huge role. Imagination, flirtatious words, and thoughtful romantic gestures are as potent as any physical act. A man who focuses solely on the physical mechanics of sex, neglecting the mental and emotional foreplay, misses out on a vast landscape of a woman's arousal. Finally, while tenderness and gentleness are deeply appreciated, women also crave a partner who embodies a strong, passionate, masculine energy in the bedroom. There are moments for soft caresses, but also for being swept off her feet, for wild, passionate love that makes her feel truly desired and alive. When this dynamic polarity is missing, it can lead to a deep, often unspoken, sexual dissatisfaction that chips away at the relationship. This is not about being too sweet. It's about losing that edge, that primal connection that women inherently crave. She craves deep emotional and intellectual validation, not just physical compliments. You might frequently tell your partner how beautiful she looks, how much you adore her dress, or how captivating her smile is. And yes, these physical compliments are lovely. They make her feel good in the moment. But here's the seldom understood secret. While these words are pleasant, they rarely penetrate to the core of who she truly is. Women are accustomed to receiving endless praise for their physical appearance from a young age. So these compliments, though well-intentioned, often remain on the surface. What truly touches a woman's soul and creates a profound, lasting attraction is the validation of her inner world, her mind, her character, her spirit. When you tell a woman, "I love how you think," you're not just giving a compliment. You're acknowledging a part of her that society often overlooks. You're recognizing her intellect, her unique ideas, her perspective on life, making her feel seen and valued in a way that transcends any superficial attraction. This kind of recognition builds a powerful emotional and intellectual bond, a connection far deeper than mere physical chemistry. An even deeper form of validating her mind is to trust her judgment. This communicates a profound respect for her intelligence, her reasoning, and her wisdom. It shows that you value her insights and are genuinely willing to be influenced by her perspective, seeing her as an equal partner in life's journey. This is particularly impactful if she's had experiences where her ideas were ignored or dismissed, turning your trust into a powerful affirmation of her competence and worth. This isn't about agreement. It's about appreciating the unique way her mind works, her creativity, her logic, and her ability to connect dots others might miss. Women also yearn for their existence to have a positive impact on the world around them, particularly on those they love. So when you tell a woman, "You inspire me," you're doing more than praising her. You're recognizing her authenticity, her courage, and her values. You're admitting that her presence makes you want to be a better person, pushing you to think differently, act more boldly, and dream bigger. This validates her purpose and influence, moving your appreciation beyond mere admiration into the realm of personal transformation. And then there's the intangible, her energy. Complimenting her for her warm energy recognizes an invisible, deeply personal quality, her emotional presence that makes people feel safe, accepted, and valued. It's not about what she does, but who she is at her core, a natural quality that radiates empathy and emotional maturity. In a world often filled with noise and pressure, her ability to make you feel peaceful, to lower your guard and soothe your worries is a rare and profound gift. This deep recognition creates immense trust and leaves a lasting impact that few other compliments can achieve. Finally, let's address a common misconception, that women are primarily interested in a man's status or money. While fleeting attractions might exist, high-value quality women prioritize a genuine, deep emotional connection above all else. They seek authenticity, vulnerability, and presence in a relationship. This profound connection is what truly ignites passion and fosters lasting love. As some have wisely observed, if money is all you got going for you, it speaks volumes about the superficiality of the attraction. Ultimately, "I love you" is just words if it's not backed by consistent, meaningful action. A woman deeply desires to see her partner's love demonstrated, not just declared, linking back to every other secret on this list. Her need for emotional and physical safety is paramount. Imagine building a home without a solid foundation or sturdy walls. It wouldn't feel secure, would it? For a woman, emotional and physical safety are the invisible yet indispensable foundations of any meaningful relationship. Without them, she can never truly relax, be her authentic self, or open up her heart. Physically, given that men are generally larger and stronger, a woman inherently needs to know she is safe from any form of harm from her partner. But the need for safety extends far beyond physical protection. It's about creating a sanctuary, a space where she feels completely unthreatened. Even more critical is emotional safety. This means a relationship built on unwavering trust, open and honest communication, and consistent emotional support. She needs to know that her partner is sensitive, someone she can confide in without fear of judgment, ridicule, or betrayal. When she feels emotionally safe, her carefully constructed walls can come down, allowing her to reveal her true self, including her deepest vulnerabilities and desires. Without this, intimacy remains guarded, and genuine connection becomes impossible. Here's a fascinating, almost paradoxical truth. Creating and maintaining safety is often the easiest way to bring out the freak in us. When a woman feels completely secure and unthreatened, she is far more likely to be adventurous, expressive, and uninhibited in all aspects of the relationship, especially intimacy. It's in this safe space that her authentic desires and passions can truly flourish. The stark reality for many women is that the main threat to their safety can, at times, come from their partner. This isn't to say men are inherently dangerous, but rather that a woman's primary sense of safety or insecurity in a relationship often stems directly from her partner's actions, words, and character. Showing her, through consistent behavior, that you will never intentionally hurt her is paramount. The ability to defend her from external threats, while valuable, is secondary to ensuring you are not a source of pain or emotional distress. A man's capacity to create a peaceful, non-judgmental environment where she doesn't have to constantly perform, pretend, or protect herself is one of the most profound gifts he can offer. This deeply ties into the desire for a peaceful presence we discussed earlier. In a world filled with noise, pressure, and constant demands, the ability to offer a calm, reassuring energy is a rare and invaluable experience. It's that feeling of exhaling after holding your breath for too long, a mental and emotional refuge. When she experiences this profound sense of peace in your presence, she knows at her core that she is truly safe with you. Communication is her lifeline, and she wants you to listen, not just fix. Let's talk about communication because for women, it's not merely about exchanging information. It's a vital, intricate art form used for connection, bonding, and processing emotions. This is a fundamental difference that, when misunderstood by men, can lead to endless frustration for both partners. For women, communication serves as a powerful bridge to deeper connection and intimacy. It's how they build rapport, share their inner world, and feel profoundly understood. This often contrasts sharply with a more informational style typical of men, who might view conversations primarily as a means to convey facts, analyze situations, or find direct solutions. This isn't a flaw in either style, but a difference in purpose. Perhaps one of the most frequently misunderstood aspects of female communication is the venting phenomenon. When a woman is sharing a problem, expressing frustration, or simply venting, 9 out of 10 times, she is not looking for a solution. She is seeking empathy, validation, and the powerful comfort of being heard. Her partner's role in these moments is not to immediately jump in with advice like, "You should just quit your job," but to offer support, to say, "Wow, your boss sounds like an absolute ass. I'm so sorry you're dealing with that." This seemingly simple difference is often a huge source of friction. My advice: if you're ever unsure, just ask, "Are you looking for solutions, or do you just want to vent?" You'll be surprised how much clarity this one question can bring. Then there's the classic phrase, "I'm fine." Oh, the layers of meaning in those two simple words. For many women, "I'm fine" is rarely what it literally implies. It can be a subtle signal that she is not fine at all, that she will eventually be fine, but needs some space, or that she's overwhelmed and desperately needs a hug without a barrage of questions or an immediate attempt to fix everything. Men, often taking words at their literal face value, might genuinely believe she's fine and move on, leaving her feeling utterly unheard and emotionally neglected. It's a call for emotional intelligence, to read between the lines and respond with empathy, perhaps offering a supportive embrace rather than an interrogation. Beyond these emotional nuances, clear and honest communication is absolutely non-negotiable. This means sharing your feelings, your opinions, and your needs openly and authentically. It also extends to practical communication. A quick text if you're running late, for instance, shows respect and consideration. A pervasive lack of healthy communication can make a woman feel stuck and unheard, eventually eroding the very foundation of the relationship. In fact, poor communication skills are often mistakenly perceived as unattractiveness, when in reality, they simply act as a barrier to true connection. Finally, true communication, the kind that builds lasting bonds, requires vulnerability from both sides. When a man shares his fears, his insecurities, and his emotions, it doesn't diminish his strength. It makes him profoundly human and incredibly attractive. Women desire a partner they can lean on, but not an emotionless statue. This emotional openness fosters mutual support, deepens understanding, and strengthens the emotional intimacy that every woman craves. She needs consistent effort and proactive engagement, but won't always ask. Imagine putting immense effort into a garden, only for it to be ignored once it starts to bloom. That's how a relationship can feel to a woman when effort wanes. For her, A man's consistent effort is a powerful, undeniable signal of how much he truly values her and the relationship itself. This isn't about grand, extravagant gestures every single day, but rather a steady stream of thoughtful actions that show he's actively invested. It could be remembering small details from a conversation, offering genuine emotional support during a tough week, or simply making a conscious effort to be the best version of himself, for himself and for her. Conversely, a man who becomes unwilling to put in any effort after the initial chase is often perceived as instantly unattractive. She desires a partner who continually invests in his own growth, in their shared life, and in nurturing their connection, just as she strives to do. Now here's a classic unspoken secret that women rarely articulate directly. They want you to be proactive. Many women secretly dread and resent having to initiate every plan, suggest every activity, or carry the entire mental load of planning the social calendar. They deeply wish for their partner to take the lead in suggesting dates, making arrangements, and moving the relationship forward with initiative. When a man is consistently proactive, it signals thoughtfulness, care, and a genuine desire to be with her, making her feel cherished and secure. It communicates that she doesn't have to constantly chase or pull him along. Beyond general proactivity, there's the delightful magic of surprises. Women want to receive frequent surprises from you. These don't need to be expensive gifts or elaborate trips. Even small, thoughtful gestures can make her feel incredibly special and loved. A note left on her pillow, her favorite coffee brought to her desk, or an unexpected flower. These simple acts show you're thinking of her, paying attention to her preferences, and still actively invested in keeping the spark and sweetness alive. It's about the emotional impact of the unexpected, the feeling that she's not just a routine, but a priority. Crucially, follow-through and reliability are cornerstones of this secret. There's immense value in a man who says he's going to do something and then does it, promptly and consistently. Reliability in commitments, both big and small, is essential for building and maintaining trust, and for making a woman feel genuinely secure in the relationship. On the flip side, being taken for granted, or feeling like she constantly has to beg for your attention, will inevitably cause her to drift away. It's a slow, quiet erosion of affection, not a sudden departure. Ultimately, genuine confidence in a man is irresistibly attractive, and that confidence is often reflected in consistent, heartfelt effort. This effort, expressed through thoughtfulness, proactivity, and unwavering reliability, fosters a deep sense of being valued and ensures that the initial flames of love don't fade into comfortable yet ultimately neglected habit. It's about continuously choosing to show up for her in every meaningful way. Her intuition is sharp, especially about other women and private time. Gentlemen, if you've ever felt like your partner has a sixth sense about things, particularly when it comes to other women, you're not wrong. Women generally possess a highly sensitive, almost uncanny intuition in relationships. They are incredibly observant and analytical, picking up on subtle cues and body language that men often completely miss. This isn't about being overly suspicious. It's a finely tuned radar. This internal radar is particularly active when it comes to discerning the intentions of other women in your orbit. Your partner isn't being jealous or controlling just for the sake of it. She genuinely knows the games women play and can often see it coming. She'll notice the lingering glance that lasts a fraction of a second too long, the overly friendly text message, or the subtle shift in body language that signals a romantic interest from another woman, even if you remain completely oblivious. When your partner suddenly takes issue with someone you perceive as just a friend, it's often because her intuition has picked up on signals that you, understandably, have not. She's processing patterns, micro-expressions, and undertones that are typically outside of a man's observational scope. This keen observational skill isn't just limited to romantic rivals. Women are generally far more adept at reading body language than men are. This means she's constantly processing unspoken signals, both positive and negative, from you and everyone around you. This refined skill contributes to her ability to assess the health of a relationship, even if she can't immediately articulate why she feels a certain way. She observes how you interact with a server, how you respond to her friends, or the fleeting expressions on your face. These pieces of information form a mosaic that informs her overall sense of security and trust. Then there's the private time paradox. While everyone needs personal space and freedom, there's a delicate balance that women often struggle to articulate. A common unspoken secret is that women are often not satisfied with the private time of their partner if it means she feels neglected. This isn't about forbidding you from seeing your friends or pursuing your hobbies, but about feeling like your personal time consistently overshadows the attention and connection you give to her. She desires to be a priority, to feel that your time with her is cherished and protected. If you're constantly gathering friends or engrossed in your solo activities while she feels forgotten, it will inevitably lead to deep dissatisfaction. Adding to this, another desire, rarely voiced, is for your friends to love and approve of her. This isn't superficial. It's about solidifying her place in your life. It means she wants you to show her how much you care for her in front of your friends, enhancing her advantage and position in your heart. Their acceptance reflects your commitment and pride in having her as your partner. Ultimately, a woman's powerful intuition and keen observational skills mean that very little truly goes unnoticed. Understanding this isn't about becoming hypervigilant or secretive, but about fostering genuine transparency and conscious consideration in all your interactions. She needs reassurance and recognition of her worth, beyond the obvious. Beneath the surface of outward confidence and composure, many women harbor deep-seated insecurities about their worth, often exacerbated by societal pressures. They need consistent reassurance and recognition that goes far beyond fleeting compliments about their appearance. From a young age, women are bombarded with idealized images of perfection in media and culture. This relentless exposure fosters feelings of inadequacy, contributes to low self-esteem, and can lead to anxiety and depression. While she may appreciate being told she's beautiful, she fundamentally needs to know that her value extends far beyond her physical attributes. Her worth in her own eyes is a much more complex tapestry. A particularly pervasive and often unspoken fear for many women is the deep-seated worry that another woman will attract you more than them. This insecurity stems from a societal narrative that men are always seeking novelty or what they don't have. This isn't necessarily a lack of trust in you. It's often a projection of her own vulnerabilities and the constant external pressure. She feels to always be enough. She yearns to feel irreplaceable, truly cherished, and uniquely desired in your eyes. Because of these pervasive internal and external pressures, women often have a genuine, deep-seated need for constant reassurance that they are special, valued, and loved. This isn't a sign of neediness. It's a fundamental human craving to feel unique and indispensable in her partner's life. Unfortunately, men, sometimes fearing that expressing such vulnerability might relinquish their power, inadvertently hold back these vital emotional expressions, unknowingly starving the relationship of crucial emotional sustenance. The insidious danger of a negative self-image is profound. If a woman internalizes these feelings of inadequacy, her self-esteem can plummet to the point where she genuinely believes she doesn't deserve a good relationship or any good thing in life. This can lead to crippling insecurity and, tragically, cause her to leave a perfectly healthy relationship, convinced she's not worthy of anything good in life. A partner's consistent affirmation and belief in her can be a powerful antidote to this internal battle. A clear, often unheeded warning sign emerges when a woman feels she has to repeatedly ask for your attention. If she finds herself constantly seeking validation, engagement, or simply acknowledgement, she will, inevitably, start drifting away. Her sense of worth, in her own estimation, shouldn't be something she has to beg for. It should be freely and consistently given, recognized, and celebrated by her partner. Ultimately, the powerful compliments we discussed earlier, those that acknowledge her mind, her strength, her inspiring qualities, and her warm energy, are precisely what address this deep need for recognition beyond the superficial. They communicate, "I see the real you, not just the version everyone else sees," affirming her worth in the most profound way possible. Her physicality and bodily experiences are often painful or uncomfortable and rarely discussed. This is perhaps one of the most hidden secrets because it delves into the daily, often uncomfortable, and sometimes painful physical realities of a woman's body that men are largely unaware of. It's a complex landscape that significantly impacts her mood, energy, and overall well-being, yet is rarely discussed openly. Let's start with the often dreaded menstrual cycle. Periods are far from a uniform experience. They vary wildly from woman to woman, and even from month to month. Some endure debilitating pain, heavy flows, and severe cramping that can literally feel like giving birth to a small jellyfish, an image that, while visceral, accurately conveys the intensity of the discomfort. Others experience intense, hormonal shifts that can make them ridiculously horny while simultaneously irritable, a painful paradox. Beyond the physical pain, there are the constant logistical battles. The frantic waddle to the bathroom after sitting for too long, the anxiety of stains on clothing or seats, and the often grim reality of public restrooms. Then there are the myriad daily annoyances. Many women experience itchy nipples or entire breasts, a common complaint often caused by bra friction, fabric, or hormonal changes. And yes, women, like men, discreetly scratch these areas when needed. In warmer climates, there's the distinct discomfort of underboob sweat and cleavage condensation, or the simple, almost unconscious act of holding their breasts when walking downstairs to prevent painful jiggling. The relentless pressure to conform to societal beauty standards brings its own physical burdens. The process of shaving various body parts, legs, armpits, toes, sometimes even a patch on the chin, leads to constant stubble, razor burn, and ingrown hairs. The aftermath of shaving our lady parts is a 2-week-long nightmare, leaving behind an itchy stubble that constantly rubs against underwear, making daily comfort a challenge. Vaginal realities extend beyond menstruation. There's the daily occurrence of vaginal discharge, a normal bodily function that can feel cold, wet, and slimy in underwear, or lead to pad rash, panty liner rash. For some women, larger labia minora can lead to painful discomfort, getting stuck in underwear, or becoming an issue during sex, leading to self-consciousness. And for those who use tampons, the removal of a dry one can be intensely painful, feeling, as one woman described, like birthing the dry tampon baby. And yes, women fart. Sometimes loudly, sometimes deadly. There's also the unique phenomenon of the fart bubble that can sometimes roll from the back to the front, or even uncomfortably into the vagina. Periods can also trigger digestive issues, leading to more frequent bowel movements due to hormonal shifts. Post-sex and post-pee also have their peculiarities. After sex, there's often the surprise jizz gush, or the need to let everything drain out, humorously referred to as exercising the semens or dropping the kids off at the pool. And then there are the common pee accidents, a stray stream down the leg or out the toilet gap, or the infamous hover pee in public restrooms to avoid contact with dirty seats. Finally, a critical and often devastating secret is the systemic issue within healthcare. Healthcare professionals frequently do not take women's pain as seriously as men's. This unconscious bias can lead to delayed diagnoses, inadequate pain management, and a pervasive feeling of being dismissed, with serious and sometimes life-threatening consequences for their health. These are the physical battles many women fight daily, often in silence, that profoundly shape their experience of the world. Believe her when she expresses unhappiness or threats to leave. This is, perhaps, the most critical and often the harshest truth for men to learn, because by the time this secret is fully revealed, it might genuinely be too late. According to relationship experts like Coach Erika Angelo, when a woman finally finds the courage to vocalize, "I'm not happy in this relationship," or "I'm considering leaving," that conversation has been raging in her mind for a very, very long time. This is not a sudden, impulsive outburst, nor is it an idle threat. It is the culmination of months and often years of unmet needs, ignored feelings, unspoken disappointments, and unaddressed problems that have slowly eroded her spirit and her commitment. The tragic mistake many men make is to dismiss these crucial warnings. They might perceive her complaints as bitching, moaning, or simply being emotional because she hasn't gotten her nails done. This dangerous minimization of her words is catastrophic. A client shared with Coach Angelo a stark, heartbreaking example. A successful, wealthy man lost his marriage because he didn't believe her when she was telling me that she was not happy. He waited until divorce papers were literally in action, facing the profound and irreversible loss of his family, his home, and the life he had built. He failed to see the warning signs because he failed to believe her words. Women, being highly observant and emotionally intelligent, often internally process dissatisfaction and frustration long before they ever verbalize it. They might drop subtle hints, try gentle forms of communication, or hope that their partner will simply notice the shifts in dynamic or her increasing emotional distance. When these initial, subtle signals go unheeded, her words become stronger, more explicit, but also, paradoxically, more final. By the time she explicitly states her unhappiness or her intention to leave, she has often already made the decision internally. You are simply being informed of a conclusion she has already reached. This secret underscores the immense importance of vulnerability as an ongoing, active practice in a relationship. If both partners are consistently vulnerable and open, sharing their feelings, fears, and needs as they arise, these huge explosive moments where shit hits a fan can be entirely avoided. This proactive, honest dialogue allows for real-time problem solving, building a beautiful, lasting relationship where each partner genuinely believes and validates the other's emotional expressions. It means not waiting until a crisis forces communication, but fostering it daily. The consequences of failing to believe her when she says she's leaving are devastating. The painful reality of divorce, the splitting of assets, the shattering of a family, and even the difficult prospect of another man raising your children for the rest of your life. These are not mere threats designed to manipulate. They are the logical, painful endpoints of a relationship where a woman's words, feelings, and deepest truths are not taken seriously or believed. So there you have it, gentlemen. 9 profound truths about women that often remain hidden in plain sight. These aren't tricks or mind games, but fundamental aspects of female psychology and relational needs. Understanding them isn't about perfectly decoding every unspoken signal, but about cultivating empathy, practicing active listening, and committing to consistent effort. By valuing her mind, ensuring her safety, respecting her emotional landscape, and above all, believing her words when she expresses her deepest truths, you're not just improving a relationship, you're building a deeper, more authentic connection that will truly last. It's never too late to start seeing the real her, and in doing so, transform your entire world into a place of profound understanding and love.